Houston Texans, New England Patriots. We kind of give a little bit more of a fuck about this one. And yet we spent 7.5 minutes on the last shit show with nobody playing. CJ Stroud, 24th best matchup. Jacoby Brissett, Drake May, whoever the fuck it is. Antonio Gibson out of the Wildcat, 12th best matchup there. CJ Stroud is obviously a must start, but how high up do you have him in? Not a wonderful matchup. I only have him at 11. This matchup's not great. The Patriots play defense mainly because that's all they get to play. Their offense is on the field for 3 plays at a time. But what do you think, resident Patriots fan?
Stroud is further down for me. I know New England is like hemorrhaging hope at this point. They're just lost all of it, and they're just throwing Drake May into the fire. Just why not? But yeah, CJ Stroud's down at 17 for me. I think the loss of Nico, we've seen it, is not good for his value. Tank still probably isn't right. And so they're really going to have to piece things together. I think they lean on the run game no matter who that happens to be. So Stroud a little bit lower for me. Drake May, I can't do it with Drake May. I know this is a decent matchup here, but I have him at 27 right now. Listen, we hope we see fireworks. We hope he goes off. I don't think that's likely. I just hope he stays healthy.
Yeah, it's the mobile rushing quarterback who's going to scramble for his life. It's similar to Bo Nix against the Chargers. That's how I'm kind of viewing it. They're both rookies. Like, they're going to take some time. He might be able to get loose with some rushing plays, but yeah, he's going to be under constant duress. So it's not one you're going to have confidence in against a really good Houston Texans defense that's top 7 in pressure rate. So good luck, Drake May. I'm rooting for you. Hopefully it's nice and see, but it could be a rough first game to start.
Yeah. All right. Running backs on to more guys who we're not sure who are playing. Texans 11th best matchup. Joe Mixon, who the fuck knows? Cam Akers, Dara Gumbawale. Oh, fuck. It's week 6 and there's nobody healthy already. 24th best matchup for the Patriots. Ramondre Stevenson, who lost his job for 3 plays, which is an entire series for the Pats, but then got it back once they realized Antonio Gibson sucks and isn't a running back. Joe Mixon's going to easily be my highest ranked here, but I feel like he's outside my top 15. I don't think he's actually not even in my rankings yet. So that tells you how confident I am in him playing. I have Ramondre at 18, which is higher than I thought he would be, but another mess of a backfield on both sides. What do you think here?
Yeah, it's a big mess. I'm right there with you on Ramondre. I don't really want to play him, but he's my RB17, so I'm definitely going to play him. I don't love it. Gibson, no thank you. On the other end, I'm assuming Joe Mixon sits, and Dare Ogunbowale is the guy that I want to play in this backfield. 11 targets in the last 2 games for 10 receptions, over 100 yards and a touchdown. He's been back-to-back the half PPR RB19 in weeks 4 and week 5. He is definitely flex-worthy, especially if Joe Mixon is out. But with Nico out, they're just turning to someone else, and Dare Gumbawale has been the guy they're turning to. It hasn't been Schultz. It hasn't been Tank because of the potential injuries. So I'm going with Dare in the flex.
Bet you never thought you'd say those words about targeting Dare Gumbawale.
Yeah. They had the dream matchup last week against Buffalo. They just give up fantasy points nonstop to running backs. It worked out for Dare. He got a lot more carries. The interesting thing is Dameon Pierce is coming back, and he's their RB2. So I'm curious to see how this works. Like, Cam Akers is just getting sent out to the woodshed. Like, you're not doing the Cam Akers thing. I'll have Dameon Pierce as the highest ranked running back for the Texans. He'll be like an RB2. Dare is the flex because he can do the pass catching. I just don't know how it's going to work with that, so I'm a little bit not as bullish this week on Dare. On the flip side, Ramondre gets the work. He's a top 20 running back. You kind of just hope and pray with him because that offense just isn't good. But he's going to see volume similar to the Najee. It's like, all right, just give him the 20 attempts. We'll see how it goes.
Damn, Jesse out here sending motherfuckers to the woodshed. Wide receivers, yay, more injured players. 17th best matchup for the Texans, who have Stephon Diggs, maybe Tank Dell, Noah Brown. 14th best matchup for the healthiest wide receiving room in the NFL because, of course, nobody gives a shit, so why wouldn't they be healthy? I guess you actually have to touch the ball to get injured, but Demario Douglas, Jalen Polk, Javon Baker. This one's all Steph Diggs. I mean, I guess if Tank Dell plays, you're playing him as a 3 or a flex, but I guess you can maybe desperation play Demario Douglas, but I'm loading up on Stephon Diggs, and I don't really have any interest in anybody else. How about you guys?
Yeah, I agree. And you got a name here, Javon Baker, on this list. I mean, Patriots wide receiver 3. I'm Fargo forget the woodshed. I'm Fargo taking those guys and shoving them in the wood chipper. I mean, like Javon Baker has done. Look, Polk and Douglas desperation flexes if you really need them. I don't want to rely on any of these guys in May's first outing. I want to see how it goes. That said, yeah, Stephon Diggs, I think he's a must play every week that Nico's out with Tank Dell just on the mend, seemingly. Tank, I'm sitting him until further notice.
You know the Patriots fan is down bad when he's trying to put his own wide receivers in the wood chipper. But I will say Jalen Polk gets hope with Drake May because he's going to push the field down more, and that suits his skill set more, and he's been on the field. So, yeah, both those guys are like wide receiver 50+. I think Demario Douglas is the highest because he lives in the, that short A-dot area. Flip side, Tank, the Stephon Diggs by far is the biggest beneficiary of this. He is similar to like the Wandales, those type of guys where it's like short A-dot. That's what he's going to do in this game. And by the way, the Patriots give up top 10 to slot wide receivers. So Diggs, like I'm expecting him to have a good game this week. So he's the top 15 wide receiver for me.
It got fucking dark in here today, man. Wood chippers and out back and jeez.
Watch out.
Speaking of dark abyss, let's go to the tight end position where it's the 15th best matchup for Dalton Schultz and the 30th best for Hunter Henry. Maybe Dalton Schultz gets more volume here because there's nobody healthy. Hunter Henry's your touchdown dependent desperation play. I really hope I don't have either of these guys in my lineup. I prefer it be Dalton Schultz if I have to. He's probably high enough to be in my top 12 given the situation and how shitty the position is. But yeah, like it's not. Oh, he is. He's number 11, which is, kind of like fantasy football jigsaw movie.
Nope. Jesse?
Both these guys fall into that touchdown dependent where they're like, well, the thing about Henry is he could lead the team in targets this week. That wouldn't shock me at all. I much prefer Dalton Schultz because he's CJ Stroud. It's a better matchup, and he's going to be the third option in that passing attack. So, yeah, he'll be borderline top 12. I have him at 14. You could do it with Schultz, but it's not the best. It's just kind of it's gross. It's tight end, man.
Pick up AD Mitchell. There's no downside to AD picking up AD Mitchell unless you have to drop someone good. I mean, the worst thing that happens is you drop him, but